sun setting slow, rocking in my chair. Sweet tea sipping, got stories to share. Come on in, let's talk a while, with a little southern charm and a front porch smile. From old dirt roads to city lights.
Welcome to the very first episode of the rebranded podcast, which was originally Two Sisters Drinking Tea, but is now known as Front Porch Podcast. I'm so excited. If you have been here before, you know things are just going to be raw, real, and just a little ridiculous. And if you're new, buckle up, Buttercup, because I've got stories to share that will make you laugh, cry, and maybe rethink how you see the world. Let me introduce myself properly. I am a mom, a grandmother, an actress, and an FSX makeup artist, and a wife to my amazing husband, Donald, who also has a podcast. His is Mobile GOP. Lord help me. So if you want to learn or hear about politics, Lord help, then give him a listen. And yes, there's a little competition between our podcasts, but I'll admit he has got skills. And now your host. My life is one big juggling act of family, friends, creativity, and chaos. I'm here to share it all with you. Let's start with the reason we had to take a long break. From podcasting, and then I had to be an FSX makeup artist. It's one of the messiest and most magical parts of my life. FSX makeup, man, when people hear about it, they think about special effects makeup, they think glamorous Hollywood, or like terrifying zombies, right? And while that is true, let me tell you, it also takes a lot of fake blood on your clothes, fingers, hands, and sometimes face, and pray by the end of cut that, it comes off easy. And the latex is sticky. You wouldn't think it was sticky, but it is sticky. And, pretty much it's not fun to get off, but we still figure it out. And now, the thing is, I don't mind getting dirty because I was a tomboy, and I've always been a tomboy, so therefore, but I will be feminine when I need to be. At the end of the day, when the movie's on a big screen or streaming, I sit back and I think, and I just turn someone's face, arm, head into a masterpiece and pray I did a good enough job. And I'm not gonna lie, I do love seeing the rush of seeing my work and being complimented on it, because it just makes me blush. There's something incredibly satisfying about creating an illusion. And that makes people gasp, whether it's a lifelike wound or a creature straight out of a nightmare, which I haven't done yet, and it's on my bucket list. It's not just makeup, it's storytelling. It's about creating characters and creating a story that sticks with the people long after they left the theater or watched the streaming. Now, speaking of my storytelling, my work as an FSX artist opened doors I never saw coming. I had the amazing opportunity to step in front of the camera in a movie, A Way Out. Talk about terrifying, I ain't gonna lie. I was so used to working behind the scenes that focus, that being the focus of the scene felt like I'd been stealing cookies from the jar when your parents told you no. And so, but let me tell you, being on that set, living in that character, seeing everything come together reminded me why I love this crazy, unpredictable industry. It's about creating something bigger than yourself. Speaking, something that speaks to people in ways you never expect. As if that wasn't enough, I'm diving into the deep end of creativity again by writing a movie with director and manager of Creighton High Films. Writing a movie is like giving a blank canvas, like a picture. Except for paint, you're being thrown every idea, emotion, plot twist you've ever had at it, and praying it doesn't turn into a dumpster fire. But honestly, working with Creighton has been amazing. He who truly gets everyone's visions. We are creating something we know that will leave an impact on anyone watching it. Now let's get to the part of my life that's been most challenging and most rewarding. Being a mom, a wife, and a grandmother. My kids, my granddaughters, and my grandson are the light of my life, even though they do live pretty far north. But if I can give my kids advice and they would have listened, parenting doesn't come with a handbook. But if it did, mine would have a lot of coffee stains and a lot of crossed out pages with the word "wing it" written in big bold letters. Because parenting isn't easy. And then there's my husband, Donald. He has been my rock, my partner in this crazy life, I swear. He has been supportive, funny, and also annoying enough to keep me on my toes. We are both podcasters, which means sometimes we are debating on who uses the microphone first, but honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way. He keeps me grounded. He reminds me every day why love is worth fighting for. Here's the thing about me. I am what they call a Gen X. Growing up, it was go outside or you could stay in, but you had to watch what your mama watched or you had to go clean your room. So me and my sister, we would stay outside till the street lights came on or until my mama called us in for dinner time. She would yell dinner, and we got our whoopings by bell or by switch. And I still feel the pain of both of them things. We drink out of water hose. We didn't have sodas. We didn't get candy unless it was a special occasion. We played in the woods. I don't even know if it was just if it was just my parents or what, but I didn't even know the news existed. Until what I learned in life. What I learned in life is that life is too short. And you have to learn a lot. That's the way that we get through this crazy thing, called life, is to laugh as much as you can and let go of the things you can't change. I will talk about that on another episode. But that's why I want this podcast to be a place where you can laugh and cry and maybe learn a little from each other. So that's me. I'm an FSX artist, actress, mom, grandmother, wife, and now your new and improved podcast host. Yeah, you liked it, right? I've got stories to tell, which you will hear a lot on this season. I've got lessons to share and enough humor to keep things interesting. I will also have a special interviews from my movie family and the cast of the movie A Way Out. I really hope you enjoy listening to what they went through, having to become different characters and play the roles of these characters they was so amazing at doing. Now, working on a movie A Way Out has brought me out of my shell. I myself am a domestic violence survivor. I had to keep it quiet and just push everything to the back, which I don't recommend doing, by the way. In the long run, it caused me problems. And yes, I become an alcoholic. And thankfully, I was able to stop cold turkey. I had a best friend. She was only 20 years old. When she passed away, she was in a domestic violence situation. She was not able to get out on time. She has a daughter who looks just like her. But every day I wonder, how many kids would my best friend have had by now? What would she be doing right now? But she wasn't just my best friend. She was also my sister. And her daughter will always be my niece. Her last letter was at the movie On a Way Out. So if you're ever in that situation, always remember there is a way out. Leave your stuff behind. Start over. Don't give up. And please, don't go back. Resist that urge of going back to him because it's not worth it. You have a whole life ahead of you and you want to be happy. You don't want to be dead. Trust me. And we do actually have somebody on the cast that actually was domestic abuse while we were doing the movie. I'm not mentioning no names right now. But I'm proud she got out. Now get ready, because Front Porch Podcast I'm giving you a whole lineup. We're going to kick things off with the talented and director and actor Joey Trewick, who is making waves in the film industry. Then we have the amazing stunt coordinator, wrestler, and actor Brimstone, ready to share behind the scenes action of making stunts look effortless. He was great. But that's not all joining us. It's Creighton Hobbs, that director of A Way Out and other fantastic films. He is not just a filmmaker. He owns his own studio and knows the ins and outs of the industry like no other. He is also the author of a book, How Many Chances, and I think he's got a few other books out. We are also sitting down with Christian Fiorella, one of the main characters from A Way Out, to dive into what it was like, bringing this story into life, like on his end. And finally, we will hear from Antonio Barnes, who will take us behind the camera to reveal the magic that happens on and off screen. And we will also have many more guests on this podcast. And I hope y'all are, I'm very excited about it. This season is packed with talented, insight, and amazing stories. So buckle up for this season and enjoy sitting with me on the front porch. Thank you for tuning in this first episode. I hope you will stick around, because this is just the beginning of a wild, messy, and heartfelt journey. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with a friend or family, and let me know what you would like to hear this season. And let's keep this front porch conversation going. You got to keep on going, We got to keep on letting it go now. Get me some more followers. Until next time, remember, life might get messy, but those are the moments that make the best stories. So laugh a little louder, love a little harder. And let's keep creating together. This is your host, Brunese Goodyear. And please stay tuned. We have an all-new episode every week. Don't forget to follow my Facebook page, Front Porch Tea, so you can keep up with all the new episodes. Good day and good night.
Time to say goodbye, but don't you worry, we'll be back in no time. Same old porch, same old town. Pull up a chair next time.